everyone. Vitayu. Dobry din. This is Steven Yoreshko of Restaurant Adventures with Steve Yuri. For today's restaurant adventure, I will be taking you on a culinary journey to Eastern Europe, to Tatiana's Restaurant and Nightclub, located over in Hallandale Beach, Florida. Tatiana's was first opened in 2006 as an upscale and super elegant restaurant and nightclub with a theatrical setting for live dance performances. As an American of Slavic descent, I have been wanting to come to this place for several years to experience the shows and the opulent cuisine of Eastern Europe. And finally, to celebrate my 64th birthday, my wife and I paid a visit to this long-standing establishment for an early dinner. The front doors of the restaurant displayed Art Deco bas-reliefs of maidens holding flowers. Artifacts reminiscent of Tsarist Russia were displayed in a glass case that was topped with the double-headed eagle of the Russian Empire of the Romanovs. Throne-like chairs inhabited the lobby. On the wall were hung photos of celebrities that had dined there in the past. And if I thought the lobby was the bee's knees, then it was the interior that blew me away. With soaring high ceilings hung with chandeliers, the cavernous dining hall was stately and royal. Red was the dominant color, with starch-white tablecloths and stylish table settings completing the atmosphere. Painted murals of what I assumed were Eastern European royalty decorated the walls, and everywhere there was gold, on the ceilings and on the walls and in the drapes. Such opulence! It was as if we had stepped into a palatial early 20th century ballroom. Because I wanted to enjoy a genuine Eastern European dining experience, I started out with shots of Russian standard vodka. In Slavic countries, since it is customary to drink hard liquor and noshing on small amounts of meze before eating the main meal, I ordered a parade of appetizers. Our first appetizer was called green borscht. Unlike the typical red borscht made with beets, this was prepared with sour sorrel spinach in an incredibly flavored broth. Based upon a Ukrainian recipe, it contained potatoes and carrots and came with a side of fresh sour cream. All I know is that this soup was almost addicting with its rich flavor, made all the more silky with the addition of the sour cream. Our next appetizer was the Royal Kaluga caviar with blini crepes. Although this was an extravagance for me considering the price, one of the reasons I ordered the caviar was so that I could enjoy it with the vodka. My food server showed me how to eat the roe with the flatbread, with the smooth, soft, and buttery crepe perfecting the saltiness of the fish eggs. And honestly, the caviar was not nearly as salty as I anticipated. Combined with the flavor of the crepes, the taste of this gourmet delicacy was divine and was well worth the price. Our next appetizer was the Georgian-style khachapuri. This was a flaky puff pastry filled with cheese. From what I could tell by researching this online, there are several versions of this dish. The most common is boat-shaped, filled with bubbling cheese, with a raw egg placed on top so that the egg is cooked by the heat of the freshly baked tart. However, Tatiana's version was much like a burek, made with a type of mild feta. Since I love bureks, I enjoyed this rendition very much. The final appetizer was lamb's tongues in a savory broth. This delicious and unusual soup brought back memories of when I would visit my father's village in Croatia. After roasting a lamb, I would enjoy eating the lamb's tongue. I guess this might gross some people out, but this was truly a great experience for me. And the consommé broth was so tasty, flavored with bits of parsley and red pepper flakes, reminding me of soups I had experienced in Croatia. To accompany my main meal, I ordered wine. I selected a bottle of delicious dry red from Georgia called Saparavi. When I tasted this vintage, I detected the flavor of black pepper and other spices, along with a taste of currants, cherries, blackberries, and plums. Both Beverly and I ordered a main course. For my main course, I ordered the Pozharsky cutlet. Originating as a popular recipe of the Pozharsky family inn of early 19th century Torzhok in Russia, the Tatiana version consisted of thinly sliced veal and chicken. The cutlets were flavored with garlic butter and were fried on the outside to perfect crispiness. The completed cutlets were then placed on top of a small mound of creamy mashed potatoes and topped with a savory mushroom sauce. This culinary creation came sided with finely diced pickles and fire-roasted vegetables. For Beverly's main course, she ordered the chicken cutlet Kiev. The Tatiana version of this dish was served Ukrainian style, with the bone in the chicken. When the crispy fried chicken coating was cut open, a flood of melted butter flowed onto the plate, sending out whiffs of aromatic spices. This was sided with pan-fried potatoes, fire-roasted vegetables, and cranberry sauce. To enter our exotic gourmet feast, Beverly and I ordered dessert. I started out with a cup of espresso. I then chose a typical type of Eastern European layer cake called honey cake medovik. According to legend, the cake was invented in the 1820s for the wife of the Russian Tsar, Alexander I. I found the confection to be sweet, yet light and delicious. As for Beverly, she was enjoying the soft and buttery blini crepes, served with rich currants jam. The crepes were plated with a martini glass on the side, holding the tart preserves. Called palachinka in Croatian, I've eaten these types of crepes at restaurants as well as at the homes of my family. But by far, these crepes at Tatiana's were the best I have ever had. They were soft and buttery and cooked to golden brown perfection. So although I have been wanting to come to Tatiana's for several years, I finally made the trip. And it was worth the wait. The food was fabulous and exotic, the atmosphere was elegant and grandiose, and the service from our food server was very good. In the end, I was happy for the time we spent at Tatiana's Eastern European restaurant and nightclub, knowing that we had an exceptional dining experience that was unique to South Florida, with memories to last for years to come. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this week's restaurant adventure. Thank you for tuning in. This is Steven Yureshko of Restaurant Adventures with Steve Yuri, signing off for now with a Ukrainian toast. Until next time, za našu družbu, for our friendship.